Welcome back. It's mission 3 of the Epsom campaign, and today's mission is an armed recce, similar to what we've done for the past two missions. However, today I notice a special little bit of information in the briefing, and that is that if we spot enemy aircraft, then the pursuit of those enemy aircraft take priority with respect to the mission. So that may be a bit of a hat tip in the direction of what we can expect in the mission. We're going to get airborne. We're going to do the 3,000 feet or below cloud form up. We're going to head to Carbourg-le-Sous. Well, that's actually off the map, as we learned in the first mission, Argentan, so we're probably going to end up at Falaise and then circle back around to base, hunting for enemy aircraft on the way. So there we go. That is our mission for today. I'm not sure this is really an armed recce. This is more of a fighter sweep. So I'm going to be referring to this as a fighter sweep. I would also add that I'm also going to be referring to the Finger 4 groupings of aircraft as sections from now on, and a pair of aircraft I'll be referring to as an element or a pair. Just a bit of terminology. Let's get into the cockpit. Now, I do have a cat who's decided to enter the room, shall we say the cockpit, and he's probably going to be leaping around knocking things over, so we may have some interesting noises happening in the background. Let's just assume that that's part of the aeroplane doing that, little bits of clinking and clunking and whatnot. Okay, so our fuel's on, and let's just check the pump over there is also on. Indicators showing. Props forward. Inch of throttle. Magnetos and cover switches. Prime the engine. And I'll turn the fuel pressure valve on. Get a little bit of cockpit lighting because it's morning. It's 07:30, I believe. Yes. Now the briefing, I think, actually said that there was an 0800 takeoff. Let's have a look here. Is that information here? Starter button 0830. Leader takeoff 0835. Okay, it may actually be 0830. Oh yes, it is. It's 8:30. Fine. I read the croc. I read the clock. God, there's another word I could have said as well there. Incorrectly. Oh. So we better get this airplane started. Put a call in. I'm going to use channel Bravo here on the radio. Thank you. Let's put a call in to air traffic at Saint-Croix-sur-Mer.
Field 1-1. Request startup.
So it would be nice.
Cleared for startup. Wind 248 at 2 meters per second.
So it would be nice if they could also replace all of these voices in DCS World War II. We're still stuck with the default voices, which are modern American voices, obviously using things like meters and the NATO alphabet. It'd be quite nice if we could have a nice Commonwealth or British voice doing that using the historical plots. But never mind, we don't, so, you know. We're engine start. Looks like the wind is coming from that way. I'm going to request taxi.
Field 1-1. Request taxi to runway. Field 1-1. Clear to taxi to runway 27.
Right, so 27. Getting a bit quick here. Oh, well, we've got an overcast day today. Looks really nice. I really love flying DCS when there's almost solid or solid weather. It makes such a nice difference from flying all of the online servers where all we ever get is 10 tenths cloud, 10 tenths blue sky, maybe a few cumulus here and there, but this looks fantastic. Thank you, Bunyap. Thank you, Wags, for putting some weather in. Right, slow this down. Let's request takeoff.
In field 1-1, request takeoff.
I'm going to remember to turn my
You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.66.
300 is my altitude. It should be Angels 3, not 300. 300 is a flight level, and absolutely nobody was talking about flight levels in 1944. Oh, I forgot to trim the airplane. It's okay. There's always something I forget. I don't have my start procedures written down. Okay, let's turn the lights off. Let's get the gear up. Flaps are up. Right, turn to channel Delta. Dog, Daddy, Dingo. And throttle back for a left-hand turn. We're going to stay below the cloud base. The briefing said up to 3,000 feet or below cloud base. So I'm going to go below cloud base. 2's wheels up, 3's rolling.
Infield leader to Kenway. We're airborne with 8 Spits. Do you have anything for us?
Kenway Type Phone leader, nothing triple this time. Yourself and the captain must take the only squadrons to make it up in this weather. Carry on this brief. Out. Wheels up.
Okay, so you can see the second section. Second section is lining up, so I'm going to refer to them as a yellow section, and my section's going to be red section. So there we go. Hopefully I'll remember to use those terms. You can see yellow section there, and red 4 has just gone wheels up. So there we go, red section is all airborne. Okay, I'm going to reduce to 4 pounds and 2,500. Things nice and soft and gentle. We'll go around. Probably we'll make it round to one more circle here. That's Angels 3, so we're just bang on the prescribed altitude for the form up. There's another aeroplane joining my section there. We still have aircraft on the ground. We've got 2 more aircraft, so 3 and 4 from yellow section are still on the ground. There is yellow 2 getting airborne just underneath me. Now, the radio message said that there was only Mustangs airborne plus us. So we don't dominate the sky quite like we did in missions 1 and 2. Well, there may be no Germans up here, but certainly there aren't 50 or so Allied aircraft occupying this airspace. I think I've got 3 aircraft strung out behind me. Yes, I do. So red section's all airborne and forming now. We'll just wait for yellow section. Once more into the breach, dear friends, and then we'll be on our way. Docker, docker, docker. I count 7 aircraft behind me, the lowest of which is down there on climb out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly straight towards him for a little bit, and then I'm going to do a right turn back the way I just came. Should make it easier for them to form up. As soon as I'm pointing at this guy, which is now, I'm going to reverse my turn, do a right turn, and then all the aircraft behind me should be able to form up, because they won't have to fly such a long distance to catch up to me. Nice big S turn. There we go. Red section's in position. Red. Lovely stuff, gentlemen. Okay, well, we head now to Carborg. Rolling wings level in 3, 2, 1. Ding. Boop. Just let them shake themselves out back there. Righty ho, let's go max continuous 7 and 2650. We're going to climb now through the clouds, so we're going to have to switch to IFR shortly, I think. I want to get above the cloud here. Right, I'll nose up. Try and maintain a climb of about 200 miles per hour. Indicated airspeed. For the climb a bit heavier than this. Let the nose come up a bit more, a bit more. Looks like we're about to enter the cloud. Let's just give ourselves a little taste of the Merlins. Okay, we're just entering cloud now.
We just broke the group of vehicles in the woods near Brickfield, Sir Les. Get them groups out, and several are still smoking.
Right, I'm switching to instruments now, so see how good my instrument flying is. Nose is just starting to drop a fraction there. I'm just going to hold it on the line. 200 miles per hour indicated, climbing 2,100, 2,200 feet per minute. Still lined up here. Still in the cloud. Let's have a quick glance over. Yeah, you can see a couple of aircraft over there. Just a bit of right wing down there. I'm going to arrest that. Okay, wings are just starting to get a little unstable here. And we're climbing a bit too heavy. Just trim the nose a fraction down. Airspeed's coming down. Oh, now we're starting to get wobbly. Got to focus on the instruments. Okay, now we're almost level, so I need to bring that nose up. There we go. See how high these clouds go. What's my heading? 090, that's okay. Yeah, we're leveling off quite a bit here. I need to keep this nose just above. I'm using the artificial horizon to fly this aeroplane. T's and P's are still good. Still heading, okay, I'm coming left a little, so let's just bring the aircraft deflection to the, you can see that flashing there, that flicking on the screen, that's a graphics bug. It's been with DCS for a long time. When you're in the cloud and you're almost breaking through the cloud, or you're in broken cloud, the lighting conditions for the clear sky start transitioning, and instead of transitioning smoothly, it's just this awfully sudden. Right, we've broken through. Flicking. You get it's on, off, and then. And then you break through, as we just did. Okay, we are 080, so I think that's okay for heading. Another bug with DCS still is that you can see objects through the clouds. So there are dots showing off in the distance, which are on the ground. They are ground objects, and the dots show through the cloud. This is a problem that actually a lot of flight sims have when they are released. DCS is not the first, and it certainly won't be the last, to have dots visible through clouds. Unfortunately, it's taken these guys much longer to try and fix this than others, and it may be something we have to live with for a long time, but I suspect they're waiting for the clouds to be updated to the DCS2 cloud formations before they do anything about it. I've actually got some ground objects. Right, now, the other thing is, because we are above cloud, we do not know where we are on the map. I'm very tempted to check the map, but I'm also tempted to try and fly this based on just dead reckoning. 10,000 feet, what's the time? Let's check the knee board. We got airborne a couple of minutes early. So it's 16 nautical miles. Got wind at 8 to 12, 16 nautical miles. Well, let's say we're there now. We should be about there. I'm going to turn on to 120. And what is it? 16 nautical miles again. So that should be about 6 minutes, so let's say 5 minutes flying. So we'll hit 120 and then we'll fly for 5 minutes. Let's check the clock. 45. So we'll go to a 50. Now, according to the brief, we were, I think, supposed to descend down to below cloud level once we cross the front line. We will have crossed the front line by now. I wonder whether we should descend. Let's just check what the... are there any altitudes on here? No. No altitudes. Just gone off course a bit there while I was checking the map. I just had to remove a cat from the cockpit. Somehow this thing managed to get into the cockpit while I was at base, and now it's been thrown out at 11,000 feet. With a parachute, of course. Special cat parachute. Well, the formation looks pretty cool up here. Is that a screenshot, I wonder? It's a shame those guys are flying so close together. Oh, here we go. Separate. Take a screenshot of them as well. Checking the clock. I think we're off course. I am actually going to check the map. Oh, not too bad. We've gone past the next waypoint. We need to turn right. So, next heading is 199. I'm going to make it about 225 because sorry, I'm going to make it about 205 because we're off course a little. Let's give it a bit more throttle. Up back up to 4 pounds. It's 190. It's 200, and we'll just roll out here. 210. That's about good enough. I'll keep the nose on the horizon. Got some fairly fast moving dots in the cloud up ahead. I'm not sure if it's a ground target or whether those are aircraft. No, that's a ground target. Yeah, those dots are they're staying orientated exactly the same way, so that's a ground target. It's all pretty quiet up here. Nice silhouetted aeroplanes there. Oh, what's this? More ground objects. There's obviously some benefits to being able to see through cloud in terms of spotting stuff. It's thoroughly unrealistic, but at the same time, it does kind of help the pilot in situations like this to at least find stuff. But I much prefer the cloud to be usable as a hiding place, particularly if and when we start getting more ground strike capability. Guys are going to want to be able to use the cloud cover to get in and out of target areas and not have to worry about other guys sitting on top of the cloud and having full visibility of them all the time. It really is one of the significant issues that ED need to deal with in order to make the Normandy and the World War II stuff come together a bit more. Because it doesn't really work so well as it is right now. Okay, let's pretend we're asking Kenway for our current location. Probably is some navigation aid I can do to get this, but we won't do that. Wow, okay, we're way down here. We need to turn 270 already. And then we'll just fly across the base of the map. Still not a sausage reported from my wingman. Yeah, that'll So 290 or so. A lot of stuff on the ground down there. Not sure why the other squadrons had such trouble getting airborne today. It's lovely up here, and there was only 10 miles an hour of wind. It's quite tolerable conditions. I think I've got aerial contacts down here. I think those are moving. We're coming left, chaps. I want to investigate something off to the left here below us. I think we've got contact. I think we've got a pair of aircraft down here. I'll get the second section ready to engage. Yeah, there's definitely aircraft. Down in the cloud, down here. Or below cloud. Start a shallow dive, chaps. I want to get an ID on these boys. They're going to climb up to us, hopefully, and then we can overwhelm them. Oh, I can just about see him through the cloud. I think he's climbing. I think they're both climbing. I think they know we're here. They may have just seen us through the cloud tops, and they're trying to climb up on us. Just about sitting on the cloud now. Oh, they are really down there below us. Flying on a parallel course now. Eight versus 2. This could be a bit of a massacre if we can get this right, if we can execute here. Now let's just quickly check the map. I wonder if these guys are actually friendlies. So I haven't heard any call out from my wingmen. They're normally pretty good at this sort of stuff. We're heading 090 now, so we're heading back. They may be friendly. Are there any friendlies in the area? No, there are no friendlies in the area. Okay, gents, let's pop in. Kenway says there are no friendlies, so we're going to...
Enfield 2, engage bandits.
Let's see if they've got eyes on them. Okay, down we go, gents. Through the cloud. Watch your speed in the cloud, chaps. Flight. Ugh. Lost eyes, I've lost eyes. Pop through the cloud. Bollocks, I've lost viz. There's the second section, yellow section on my right. Looks like they haven't engaged. Bollocks. Where did they go? We lost them. just going to maintain this left-hand turn. Nah, there's nothing here now. Ah, seen. I think I see them. I think I see one. Low. I'm going to be swinging around. He's going to be at my 10 o'clock. I don't know if that's a loose one from our formation or whether that's one of them that we saw. It's a single airplane over here. Ah, I think that's hostile. Right, combat power, everyone. Yeah, 2 aircraft, 12 o'clock. Alright, cover me. My element.
Cover me.
My section cover me.
Copy. 2, copy.
There we go, there's that pair. Pair of aircraft.
Enfield 2, engage bandits.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point at the leader, and then instead of attacking the leader, I'm going to swing onto the 6 of his number 2. So the leader's on my gun sight now. There's the lead aircraft. The number 2 is over there. So I point at the leader, and then as I slide in behind the leader, I should be almost in a position to shoot the number 2. These guys are not reacting. Why? Have they not seen us? We are 8 Spitfires behind them. Yes, I know.
Enfield 2, engage bandits.
Engage bandits.
Just got to catch this guy now. It's like a 109K. What's a K version 109 doing? Gun sight 2 for fire position. Oh, this guy's not doing anything at all. I'm going to have to nobble him. Okay, he's out of the fight. Let's go focus on his leader. Oh, the Germans aren't communicating with each other. I just smashed that guy's number 2. And this guy here is just flying on. Oh dear. I think these guys need to set them to change the defensive setting on these aircraft, because it shouldn't be possible for me to just fly up the back of 2 109s like this. They've done no defensive maneuvers whatsoever, and he's done with as well. Now that guy's reacting because I went after the leader. Hello chaps, I need some assistance here. Right, now let's see. This is where the... Whoa! Jeez. This is where we get a taste of the AI's damage modeling. Well done, mate. I'm claiming a half for that one though, you know. There's yellow section, still all 4 intact. There's a piece of 109 working its way out of the universe. Splash. Contact 1 o'clock. Okay. I don't want 1 o'clock. 0.3 means it's 0.3 of a mile away, as I've learned. Thanks to Wags. Right, I want to head about... Yeah, this is about the right heading. Come left of north. Okay, I want to get my chaps to rejoin.
Enfield 2, rejoin.
And you can rejoin. Okay, let's throttle back. Stay just below the cloud now. There's a yellow section. And I should have red section with me. Ah, yeah, a couple joining up. Right, that was a bit disappointing how those AI reacted. I would have expected them to go defensive much earlier on. It wasn't until I blasted the leader that the number 2 actually did anything defensive / aggressive. Stay just below the cloud base now. What's my heading? 3-3. Another contact up ahead. Don't know what that is. That's a mover. That's an aircraft, I think. Yeah, it's an aircraft. Left of the nose. Blimey, getting some busy airspace. Single contact. Temps are good. I can afford to give it some boost here. Let's give it full sting. Is it hostile? Oh, it's a Mustang. Break off. It's a lone Mustang. Get back onto a northerly heading. Okay, we're on bingo fuel, so let's get everyone home. Flight. It is navigation. Return to base. Other section. RTB. Okay, I've got both sections returning to base now. Turn onto a northerly heading. And I think we can call in to
Infield 1-1. Request navigation assistance.
I'm on the wrong channel, I think. I may have to switch to channel Bravo. Let's just go channel Bravo.
Infield 1-1. Request navigation assistance.
Okay, nothing on that channel. I might be out of range. Looks like we're over the coast though. And I'm heading north, and I've hit the coast. And I've got a bunch of hills. This looks like a bay of some description. Right, I am actually going to check the real map now. There we are. We're just coming north at Bonville-Simier. So we can turn left now. We're basically going to be in the clear with respect to flak and whatnot. All my wingmen then should be back there somewhere over in that direction. So the airfield's off to my... pretty much due west of here. Well, I've already told you all to RTB, so I suggest you make your own way home. How's my fuel doing? I'm not on the reserve yet. It's not safe for a lone aircraft to be fiddling about like this, so I need to get myself back pretty promptly. So I'm going to claim 1 destroyed and 1 shared for that today, and I shared that second destroyed 109 with my element wingman. Pretty much outnumbered them quite seriously though, 8-2. There's not too much they could do about us today, not when we had such a height advantage as well. Although, when we engaged we were co-out. I lost the height advantage by diving through the cloud. Now that looks like my squadron over there. Currently on RTB. Just above the horizon in the cloud. There are some contacts. Actually, it's more visible when I zoom out. There are 4 contacts here in the sky. And they look like they're on a parallel course to me, so that's good news.
Captain Leader to Kenway, checking out, returning to base. We encounter post-road activity east of Calm on the road from Lisieux, moving west. Over.
Lisieux. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Lisieux. Good to know. Lisieux. I think I was calling it Lisieux or something. Lisieux. Quick check at the map. Yep, Istraham, good. Well on our way now. What are the wind conditions, I wonder? Ah, it doesn't say what runway that is. That's interesting. The image in the bottom right hand corner of the map shows a slight crosswind at 8 to 12 miles per hour, but it doesn't say which runway. Now, I have to assume it's the runway I got airborne on, which is 27. You know what they say about assumption, though. Right, we can probably turn on the Naviruthis. Switch to channel Bravo. Actually, I'll leave it on this channel now, and we'll go air traffic control at Saint-Croix-sur-Mer. That's the one I wanted.
Infield 1-1, inbound. Infield 1-1, flying heading 8043.
Airfield leader to Kenway, checking out, returning to base.
Flight 80, maintain your current altitude. I do not want to fly 80. Thank you. Clear for visual contact tower. Let's switch to channel B now. Does that matter? Request landing.
Infield 1-1, request landing.
Quick check of the map. Should be straight out in front of us and slightly to the left. It's not that airfield there.
Infield 1-1, request landing.
Wow, we stalled there. Come on, chaps, let me land. Okay, up over the river, and we should see the airfield. It's quite foggy, hard to see. There's my wingman up there. There's the airfield. Blimey, that was hard to spot. Okay, let's try get request landing again.
Infield 1-1, request landing.
channel D. Come on. How many times do I have to do this?
Field 1-1. Request landing.
Okay, I'm not getting any kind of response. Gotta put the gear down. The right hand curve drop in here. Let's trim out. It's a bit harder, I find, doing a right hand descent. Much more useful.
Check landing gear. Wind 248 at 2 meters per second. Runway 27.
Runway 07. I'm on the wrong runway. And why is the wind sock pointing this way? I'm sorry. This is the right runway for the wind. They've got the directions around the wrong way. Oof. I'm going around. I'm gonna do a go around here. This is weird. They said runway 07. I'm landing on 27 or whatever, 24, and that's definitely into wind, according to the windsock. I'm pretty sure in the last mission they also gave me the reverse instructions. I think the whole landing thing is bugged. Okay, we'll be able to set up a bit better this time. Gears up, flaps are up, full fine pitch. Reduced to 0 pounds. Air traffic at St. Croix.
Field 1-1. Inbound.
I'm going to do the opposite. Okay, fly heading 85. So I'm going to fly the reverse of 85. Oh no, 85 is right. Yes. That's right for me to land on 24 or whatever runway it is. Okay, now I'm going to request. Okay, request landing. Flaps are still down.
Field 1-1. Request landing.
Okay, let's try and get this right second time around. A bit confusing with the headings I'm given here. Right, left hand, descending base turn. Brakes are definitely off. It's a lot better. And they say check gear. Go around runway occupied. Yeah, there is a chap at the end. But he's going to be off. No, I don't need to go around.
In field 1-1.
He's off the runway now. Okay, let's line up. I'm going to ignore. Runway 07. This is not runway 07. Oh, we're too quick. That's okay. We can use the full length of the runway here. Okay. Let's fly down. Oh, I always do that now. I suddenly yank the nose up to avoid the. It looks like the nose is going to bite in, and I've started getting in the habit of fucked up a landing again. The nose suddenly looks like it's going to bite in, just as the nose, just as the front gear touches. The nose starts dropping quite rapidly, and it looks like the propeller's going to bite. So I instinctively pull back on the stick to avoid the propeller biting into the concrete. As soon as I pull back on the stick to avoid it happening, suddenly we get airborne again, even though we're only doing about I don't know how many knots, but we're not going very fast. Okay, let's get this airplane away from this runway so others can use it. Yeah, so the last mission we put off a really nice landing, but this one I've had to go around once and then actually messed up my landing proper. Anyway, we're still alive, which is the important thing, and the aeroplane is not broken into any pieces, which is also quite important, but significant portion of pride is damaged. Well, that can be recovered. Get lined up with these other aircraft here. That'll do. Okay, well, mission 3 complete. It went surprisingly well, except for that except for that landing, which was embarrassing, to say the least. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again very soon, I imagine.